Welcome to another episode, everyone. Suspect from No Jumper is headed to prison. He just took a sentence of 4 years and 8 months in prison. He says that he's headed straight to a 50-50 yard, to a fire camp, and he doesn't care what anyone has to say. He's not involved in the gang politics and gang culture. He's going to that 50-50 yard. Curious to know what you all think about this. Let's get into it. Unfortunately, he's headed to prison, bro. I don't know what happened. I think he had a gun case or something, but I could be wrong. Let's let him explain it. But he's headed to prison, unfortunately. I don't wish prison on anyone.
Do you want to tell us about, the Reddit got your countdown clock and all that? Do you want to talk about that at all before the unserious gets here?
Yeah, I can.
All right, sus.
Lay
it on us.
Yeah.
Pause.
So I am definitely going to prison.
Okay.
Yeah, I turned myself in May 28th. They gave me 4 years, 8 months.
Yeah.
4 years, 8 months. That shit sound crazy.
You gotta do like halvesies?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably do a little less too.
You're gonna do good behavior? You're gonna do a bunch of classes?
I'm about to go in there and do everything, bro.
Okay,
I'm about to do everything but snitch.
So if you had to guess what you think maximum time, probably like maybe like 2.
I'm not gonna do no more. Max, I'll probably do like 2 years, 4 months.
Okay.
Max, I'll probably do 2 years, 4 months. But how I want to do, you feel me? I'm gonna try to wiggle up in fire camp, and if you can, they do 33%. So I'll do a third. So that's like a year and like 5 months, a year and 4 months, some shit like that.
That's smart.
So
Smart.
yeah, I'm gonna try to do whatever. You feel me? Go try to take some classes to cut off my time, college, all kind of shit,
Welder, this, that.
Yeah, and I got a non-violent felony. So I'm automatically gonna be on the low ass yard. You feel me? Like I a non-violent felony. I'm not no documented gang member. So I'm automatically. So with niggas with all this 50-50 talk, anything under a 3 yard is 50-50. So I'm not going to a 3 yard because I don't have a violent crime.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't give a. I don't gang bang. I don't prescribe to you politics at all. I don't give a. I will gladly. If 50-50 mean bring your 50 ass home early, I'll be doing it.
I don't give a what nobody think about what yard I
At all.
on. As long as I ain't snitching or doing no weird shit, say what the you
I don't
say.
give a.
Nigga,
I ain't a
come
snitch.
home. I got kids, gang.
I got kids, fool.
For you to say I'm a real.
You want me to be tough, so I could do the full 4 years and 8 months to be some tough ass on the 3 yard. Man, get the out of here, bro. I don't care about.
And it gets you no further than that in the real world outside of street. Just saying, oh, he a real.
And then how do I explain, bro? Tell me how I explain that to my oldest kid? How do I explain that to my 10-year-old that I did an extra? Your daddy did an extra 2 years because said he was gonna be in the 50. Man, get the out of here.
Yeah, right.
Get the out of here. I don't give a bro. I don't gang bang, and all of them. All that 50, that's all gangbang politics. That's really Mexican politics. And past that, that's gangbang. Man, I don't give a I'm not from nowhere. On my mama, I will be taking my light skin ass to fire camp, and I will be doing my 33%. I don't give a what any got to say. I quite frankly, I don't give a I don't hang out with you now.
The objective is to go in there and then do your and come home, gang. Like, I'm not going in there to do nothing to get extra time, gang. Like,
to be tough.
The objective is to be a man at all times and at all costs, no matter the circumstances. So now it is really the gang culture for the most part. Nevertheless, even non-affiliates there in prison are expected to hit the main line. And do not misconstrue when they say that they want you to hit the main line. It's not automatic that you're going to get into some sort of trouble, particularly on the level 3 yard. You go in there and you mind your business. It's like you're doing a 50-50 yard. You don't get in any trouble. You go home like anywhere else. They're just talking and assuming as if you're not on a 50-50 yard, you're automatically going to have to stab someone or get stabbed or catch time in some sort of way. That's just not the case. You go there and you mind your own business. You don't get in any trouble. You're not gambling. You're not disrespecting anyone. You're not violating any rules. Then you won't have any heat on you. You won't have any problems. You'll get out of there unscathed with your manhood and your reputation intact. It's not about pleasing or satisfying street dudes and all this. Everyone has a justification as to why they're going to do whatever it is that they're going to do. We all can sit here and say we want to get home to our families. I have daughters. I don't care about the rules, the politics. 15-year-olds made it up. I mean, everybody has their reasoning as to why they don't want to follow the rules and the politics once the heat gets on you. The only thing is, it's okay if you look at it like this, as long as you are not out here gang banging, and suspect is not, or turned up or acting like you're tough or whatever, and like you're stand up and stomp down. If your belief is that I don't have to please anyone, I don't have to try to satisfy these street dudes just for them to say that I'm real. No, I have a whole family gang to get home to. Then the thing is, right now, when you're on the street, you need to be home with your family. You need to be home with your daughter. The same one who you're saying you're going to turn coat for to get back home to, you need to abbreviate that, circumvent that by not doing anything to begin with that involves any gang culture or street culture to send yourself to prison. Since this is the reason that you're going to do whatever is necessary to get home, excuse me, because you love this individual, these children, this family, your mother, what have you, so much that you're willing to go to a yard that you're not supposed to be on to get back home to them, that's fine. But if that's the case, then you should not be in the game right now. You shouldn't be catching cases in any way, for anything, for any reason, to separate yourself from these loved ones. That's my only thing. When the gang culture doesn't fit your narrative, then you say, I don't care about those rules. I don't care about those politics. I don't care about what anyone has to say. I'm going to do what I have to do. But how come you're not saying that before you get in these situations? How come you're not saying, I'm not hanging out on the street. I'm staying at home with my family, with my daughter. I don't care what the gang culture has to say. I'm not carrying a gun. I'm not doing any of this. I don't care what the gang culture has to say. Just to prove myself to these lowlifes. How come you're not saying that then? How come you're a part of the culture, you're all down, you're all into it, you're turned up, and then when you catch a case and you go into prison, then you say, I don't care what this culture has to say, I'm going to do what I have to do to come home. I'm just saying, keep the same energy before you get yourself in this situation. If that's your outlook, if that's your disposition, it is okay. I promise you it is. I'm not here to judge you. I don't care. Do what you have to do what you want to do to get home to your beautiful daughter. Nevertheless, if that's the case, then keep that same energy, bro. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all.
Which
That is
Move it to y'all.
confusing, bro, to me. Like,
it's still,
why
I don't
nigga-
get it.
a would encourage you to do something to stay in there longer. That
And
shit
to regular
gay.
people, it's just, oh, my dad, like you said, my dad missed 2 extra birthdays, 2 extra Christmases
Yeah,
because
like,
he's trying to be tough to the home.
The internet is undefeated. Now, staying down is gay. He just said, get some more time and that's gay. No. You being turned up, catching a case, out here faking like you one of those guys, and then when the heat gets on you and you go to prison and you go to a 50-50 yard, that could be considered gay. But not individuals telling you not to go over there or to stand down, to stay stumped down. But they had twisted it all up, bro. Now you stand down. Now individuals stand down on a GP yard is gay. No, man, that's not what it is, bro. Let's not twist this around. And again, I have no dog in this fight. I understand. Do what you got to do. My only thing is, as I've said from the very beginning, just be that same way before you get in a situation. Don't be this way, turned up, you this, that, and the other. And then you don't want to, you follow some of the rules, but you don't want to follow all of them. You make excuses as to why you're not going to follow this particular rule. But the only reason that you're not following it is because it doesn't fit your narrative. It's okay to come home to get that. No one expects you to do 4 years instead of 2. That would be dumb. But you don't have to hit a 50-50 yard in order not to do all of your time. You can go to a level 3 yard and do the 2 years and come home. Trust me. Just don't get involved in any trouble. It's not guaranteed. It's not automatic that you're going to get involved in trouble, especially if you're not going to a level 4 yard. Even on level 4 yards now, man, you mind your own business, man. You good. So you can go and you can hit the main line and not get into any trouble or catch any more time, not stab anyone or get stabbed. I think there's a misconception going on that, what I'm going to do is hit the yard and catch more time to please you. Who said anything about catching time? You're just going to this yard the same way you going over here to this yard, you just going to this yard. Just like you're not going to catch no time over here, you should not catch any time over here. Why? As long as you can catch time over here on a 50-50 yard. If you get into situations, if you beat someone up, you stab someone, whatever, same thing that's going to happen on the main line. 50-50 yard doesn't equate to not catching any more time. It's not tantamount to that. You can catch more time on a 50-50 yard. And you cannot catch more time on the 50-50 yard if that's not your intention, if that's not your aspiration, if your endeavor is to come home, so you stand out of the way, out of trouble, then you won't catch any time on a 50-50 yard or a mainline yard. But if your disposition is violence, then you will catch time wherever you're at.
Yeah,
Get the
like,
out of here.
All right.
I'm not doing no shit like that. All this nigga think nigga tough ass, but you finna go PC to the first of all. That's not PC. I won't be in no protective nothing. I'm not gonna ask them, take me to the man, no, but wherever I can go for my time to be lower, I'm going.
Yeah.
You'll be a idiot not to.
Yeah, we need Seth's back home before his daughter go to high school.
Man, like, bro, you stupid? I'm not, man, you crazy.
Wow.
I'm not sitting my black ass on no extra time to appease no. I don't give a at all. I'm not from. I don't give a about. It doesn't matter to me.
Also for civilians, here comes Lush. I think
Lush,
we
my
should
dog.
start to advocate for people that have nonviolent crimes to get like probation and community service and shit like that. Because going to jail only further criminalizes people. I've seen it in my personal life with my family and my
I get, like I said, I get what he's saying, bro, but, I have to let my daughter know. Well, first of all, again, if this is what you believe, then you shouldn't be going to prison. You shouldn't do anything to catch a case. You love your daughter that much, stay home with your daughter. Why are you in the streets catching a case to go to prison? Like you're about that life. Like you're about this culture, and you're not. If you're talking like this, that's fine. That's the only problem I have with this, is that you need to keep the same energy, bro. But nevertheless, I'm telling my daughter, my son, that yes, I love you and I want to get home to you. But I want to come home whole. I'm coming home the same way that I came in here, as a man. That's it. I'm sorry. I love you with all my heart. I love my manhood. I love my morals and my ethics as well. And you don't want a chump for a daddy anyway. My wife doesn't want a wimp. My wife doesn't want a sucker. My wife, yes, she wants me home, but she's going to understand. She's going to walk around holding my hand with pride, saying, my husband is a man. I know that. He stayed away from me for 2 more years to stand on what he believed in. He's willing to die for what he believes in, and he lives it. I can't convince him otherwise. I begged him to go to that yard, to come home to me and his kids, and he still wouldn't do it. He would not do it. I was mad. I threatened to break up with him. I threatened to divorce him. He said, send me the papers. Where do I sign? Where do I sign? I ain't going. Where do I sign? You can go. Beat it. No. But I want my wife to respect me. I want my children to respect me. That's just me, but that's just my take on it, bro. Every man do what they have to do for themselves. I also understand this way of thinking too. Trying to prove something or get home to your family, bro. I'm just saying, if that's what it is, then stand on that from the beginning. Don't put yourself in this situation. And then once you get in the situation, start denigrating the culture that you were a part of that led to you getting there. No. If you're going to denounce the culture, do that before you are a part of it and catch a case, and then say why you're not going to stand on this part of what the culture is talking about and make excuses as to why you're not going to stand on this part of it. But you were just standing on this part. That's why you caught the case. That's the only part I don't like is the hypocrisy of it all. Do what you got to do. As long as you're not out here turned up and you go in there and you got to hit that 50-50 to come home, man, do that. But you're not out here turned up gang banging. Like he said, he doesn't gang bang. I guess he did at one point, suspect. He does not anymore. Okay, fine, that's cool. You should get out of the street, man. Gang banging is going to bring you nothing. I'm certainly not against that. I encourage that. Nevertheless, you're still a part of the culture in some way. You're still supposed to be someone. And again, non-affiliates, particularly of a certain age, are going to be expected to tell you what the rules are in there. I don't make the rules. I didn't make the rule to hit the yard. Level 2 yard, level 3 yard. But if you got to go to fire camp, and no one's saying you can't go to fire camp, I'm not. Go to fire camp. It's all kind of people that was going to fire camp when I was in there trying to get to fire camp. To get that 33%. Man, do what you got to do, man. Just think about that ahead of time, too. That's all I'm saying.
Friends, you go to jail and you might not even be the toughest niggas. You was hustling or you was stealing shit, whatever. And now you go to jail. You come out turned up. You come out extra. You went to jail and it's like you went to criminal camp. Now you got all these ideas. And it's like, no, bro.
I mean, that shit make people worse, though, because you put people in situations they never been in, and it bring out a different person in them that they never was. You know
and now
what I'm
they
saying?
change.
Once you put anybody in survival mode, it's game over, gang.
Facts.
They gonna survive, period.
I already told
no
niggas,
matter
bro,
what they got to turn into.
I would do anything but tell to take my ass home early, nigga. I ain't doing no freaky shit, but I'm my mama, bro. You crazy as That's just typical knowledge to me. Be tough and go on a higher yard and do 4 years, or
home to your kid.
Go fight a fire and go do a month and a year and 4 months.
But they're not talking about that. I think regular people misunderstand is like, okay, they're saying all this shit, you want to be on a higher yard so you can be tough or prove that you're like hard body, but you're there and it's going to be worse shit happening. It's going to be worse situations you're put in because these aren't going home, or people got more time, or they don't have nothing to lose, so they're in there trying to get jail cred, and you're trying to go home.
And if you got something to say about me, then you guys better have something to say about Jap. You guys better have something to say about Crip Mac. You guys better have something to say. Rest in peace, my baby JM from Main Street. I know plenty of real lokes that did fire camp. Plenty. I don't give a. I don't care. I don't give a. Could say whatever they want about me. I don't give a. I'm no nigga who about to leave his kid. So a nigga who and any who got something to say, what yard you been on? What jail you been to? If you ain't been in prison, don't tell me nothing about nothing.
The thing I don't like though about fire camp is that, of course, people take it because you get less time and it's better than being in jail conditions. I have several cousins that went, girls and boys. But you put me in a situation to fight fires and risk my life. But if I got out of jail, I can't be a fireman.
No, you can.
They changed that now?
Absolutely,
okay,
you can.
Before you couldn't.
Nah,
it's like
you
you just
can.
got to go get a regular job. You're on probation. They make you work at a warehouse.
You can't. It's all that you can use when you get out.
Okay,
you
good.
feel me? The licensings and all of the certificates and all of that. Yeah, you could use that when you get out.
Because before,
Absolutely.
during the big fires, I just saw everything on the news like, oh, they're getting paid cents to fight.
Nah, it's higher. It's like $5 to $10 a day now.
Okay.
Nah, I've been doing hella research since they took me. It's 5 to 10 on my mama. You crazy as nigga? They finna pay me, and there's no gates.
True. Yeah.
There's
it's
no
like
there's no cages. There's no gates. There's no cells. Nothing. Even outside of the facility, there's no walls and no gates that you look at.
Just like miles of forest.
Yeah.
Right?
It's better for your mental health.
Sign me up. Sign me the up. It sounds like summer camp. Sign me up.
It's
bro.
a net positive for society. I don't see why people would complain about things, because like them fires that the people put out that are in fire camp, those are the ones that are potentially like destroying the entire ecosystem of California. And really
I just didn't like how little they were paying them before, but I'm glad
they raised it. They raised it. And bro, and to from what I said earlier, like that ain't no shot to Jap or Crip Mac, because I for both of them. I was just saying that to say, like, y'all can't pick and choose and point at me when there's plenty of reputable dudes. I feel like it's different if you snitched and you're all bad, or you got some child on your and you go 50-50. You're all bad. You got what I'm saying? But a who ain't never told, ain't never did nothing crazy, he just want to go home early, man, y'all can suck my dick. I don't get no. I don't care.
The thing is, like, I mean, yeah, any type of judgment, it's so easy for people to do when they're not in the situation. And like, it's also easy for people to judge when it's not situations regarding their friends or people they care about. Because like, when I have friends that I really care about, when they're locked up, like, my first concern isn't like, oh, like,
well, you are that.
And like I said, as I've said before, there is absolutely a difference, bro, between going over there, you haven't done anything to get over there, you haven't snitched, any child abuse, anything like that. You're just going over there because you want to you don't want to be involved in all of these stringent, strict level 4 politics, or even level 3 politics, whatever. You just don't want to be involved in that. You want to come home. There's a difference between that. That suspect is alluding to, he hasn't snitched. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's saying he wouldn't snitch. If you go to a fire camp, man, I wouldn't tell him not to go to a fire camp. Get to a fire camp, and make it home and get time slashed off. What I'm saying, though, what I want to make clear is, because he keeps, alluding to the fact that what am I supposed to do? Hit a main line and catch more time and do the 4 years, as if just automatically he has it in his head that he's going to do the whole 4 years if he goes to a main line. That's just not true. That's not the case. I don't want individuals watching to automatically believe or think that as soon as you hit a main line, that means you're going to get more time. That's not how it works. I was there plenty of times and got into no trouble, did my time and went home. Absolutely no trouble at all. Not one write-up, whatever. Just do your time. So it's not, what am I going to do? Hit the main line and do all of my time? No, you hit the main line and do the same time you're going to do if you hit the 50-50. If you do what you're supposed to do. But again, I'm not trying to encourage it. Man, do what you have to do. Everyone live their own life. Individuals on the street are not tripping on that. If you went to a 50-50 yard and you didn't do anything wrong to go over there, like would be his situation, you're just going over there, like Crip Mac situation, you're just going over there to make it home, to make sure you don't get it in nothing. But you didn't snitch and none of that. On the street, they're not tripping on that. I wouldn't say anything. Like I said, if you go to a fire camp, man, go and come home. You're not out here turned up, gang banging and this and that. Hey, man, do what you got to do, bro. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm just saying you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. As long as that's your position, that has to be your position all the way around as it relates to the culture and the rules and all of that. You can't be selective about which rules you want to follow based on your own personal gain or loss as it relates to that rule. Because there are individuals who've lost a lot respecting the rules of this culture, who never snitched, who gave their life with a life sentence for what they believed in, for their culture, for their game, right or wrong. They stood up and stood on it. And some of these individuals don't want to give 3 months to uphold the culture and the beliefs and the rules. That's fine. But just keep that same energy before you get in these situations. Don't wait until you get them and then denounce the culture, denigrate and castigate the culture as being unworthy of following when it doesn't suit you in your position. That's all, man.
Yeah.
I've never thought that.
Out of here.
Personally, now, oftentimes, actually, that does come into play pretty quick because a lot of my friends that are locked up are gang members and things like that. So I'm concerned for their safety based on that. And
I feel like that's also different too. But I'm personally, I don't go where from, bro. If you're trying to get home to your family early, who the is anybody else to tell you how you doing your time, bro? And I'm not from like I said, I'm not prescribed to none of you politics. I will be doing what the I want to do to go home.
On top of that, how they mad you got housed somewhere you didn't ask to be? That is crazy.
Nigga, when I went there, the judge said, I'm a suggest, you feel me? I'm going to recommend fire. What the fuck I'm telling him? Nah, just send me to the level 3.
And
man,
I'm
young and tired.
Nigga's crazy.
Like, yeah.
Crazy.
I know I have a ghetto family because it's like when people go to jail, it's like, oh yeah, so and so was in there. Like he'll be okay. Type shit.
Yeah. We know somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unfortunately, that's not even just like ghetto. That just like shows how many people are locked up in general. Like, it like incarceration affects so many people, and it's like obviously like not to like libtard moment. Like obviously, you know the black and brown community is like way more people
dramatically.
So
there's no way you should be in jail. Like my little cousin should be in jail with the uncle.
Right.
Like that doesn't make sense. And for nonviolent crimes, you haven't hurt nobody, you haven't shot nobody. Maybe you stole a little something. Maybe you robbed a little something.
None of y'all are old enough for the show Oz on HBO, huh?
Oh yeah, I've seen Oz.
You remember Oz? Okay, remember the one the head of like the SA gang or one of them.
I know Oz. Ain't that the shit in jail with the dude with the braids from The Wire?
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Fire show.
So the fire show.
Fire show.
The dude Alvarez's pops and grandpops was in.
That's how that shit is.
They're all in Oz.
It's ghetto, man.
Yeah. But regardless, like I don't know exactly what I walked in on, unfortunately. So
we're talking about my time and all of that. Yeah, but I only said that because I know what's coming. You feel me? Or when I get out, or he was in fire camp. Man, look, I don't gangbang. Who cares? What the I got to do with me?
You don't get to sign up for fire camp previous to incarceration anyway, right?
The judge can recommend it. Yeah, my judge recommended it. Yeah,
so that's cool.
They're like, what y'all want me to do? Tell them no. Send me to the I want to do the whole 4 years on a level 3. Man, you're crazy.
Okay, so hey, honestly, I'm glad that this sounds like a pretty mature perspective. To be honest, like
I don't give, bro. I stopped gangbanging 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, and I was ready for all the flack that came with that from my homies, from my hood, for whatever it is. So I don't give a about getting the flack when I come home from that. I'm not from bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The risk outweigh the reward.
Thank you.
Like
Are you
said,
stupid?
like go take this risk to be on a level 3 again, only for y'all to say I'm a real. Nothing else comes out of that. Outside of that,
and they'll always find something. I go to level 3 and be like, his ass only did 2.5 years. My homie did 6. And man, somebody's always gonna have something to say. So it don't matter, bro. I don't give a. You feel me?
Do you feel like as a rapper, because there's all these stigmas attached to that, does that come into play in your head at all?
I don't care. I really don't. Like, cause I'm not thinking about none of that. Like, bro, this career, this rap shit. I'm trying to get home to my kids, buddy. I got a 1.5-year-old little girl in that lobby, fool, that see me every day, that wake up to my face every day. You think I'm not gonna do whatever I can in my power to cut off every single day I can to come home to her faster? No could ever convince me that I'm wrong, make me feel. I don't give a all you could suck my dick, and what yard have y'all been on? That's all I'm saying.
That's a good question too.
What yard was you on?
Because a lot of the people that are quick to admonish
ain't never been to prison. And if they gave your ass 6 years and the judge said you could do 33% of it if I go to fire camp, you gonna raise your hand too. You crazy. You crazy, and you're an idiot if you don't. If you a gangbang and not the politics you want to subscribe to, that's cool. I'm not mad at that either. Do your thing, but don't hold me to that. I ain't from.
I like this conversation because it does affect families when people go to jail. And a lot of times that's not being discussed. Y'all talk about what your homies think and what your friends are going to think, not what your mom and your girl or your baby mama and your kids have to go through while you're gone. Like, why are you trying to look hard to people that's not going to be in the house when you get back?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, how can I explain to my daughter that, yeah, baby, I could have been here 2 birthdays earlier, but I wanted to be a rep. Get the out of here.
For people that don't give a like, you go to jail, your homie's not really gonna come. They're not really gonna put money on your books. Like, people talk cool when you out, but when you go to jail, like, you see the little small group of people that care about you.
So you announced like how long it was, because
4 years, 8 months.
Yeah, we spoke last night, and like
that's all true. The homies don't care, and they're not gonna be there, and they're not gonna send you packages. And you should not care about what they think. You should care about what your family thinks, the people who do love you and are going to be there for you. I'm just saying, just think about that before you do something to go to prison. Before you are a part of the culture. Don't act like you're a part of the culture now. Don't act like you're a part of the culture when you get out. That's it. Don't get out being tough and all that. It's fine. Go to your fire camp and all that. But keep that same energy. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm not a part of this. I am not a part of this. Just be saying that same thing when you get out. I'm not a part of this. Don't be a part of it when it suits you, for your career and you're getting money over here and you're a part of the culture. No, you're not a part of this. You don't care about what these people have to say in this culture. You don't care about the rules that they have that they are standing on and are swore to stand on. You don't care about that. That's fine. Keep that same energy. And it's not about what your homies think and your family and all that. Just the rules that you govern yourself with, how you live as a man yourself. But again, I get it. Do what you got to do.
We texted last night and you told me like what it was. And was that more or less time than you were expecting or about equal? Or
I don't really know what I was expecting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like, if I would have went to trial, my max was 10. I was probably going to get like 6 to 8. Even if I went to trial and beat a lot of the charges, because I was fighting 2 separate cases. You feel me? They ended up conjoining them. I was fighting 2 cases. Even if I beat and I got like 4 charges on each case. Say I beat 2 charges on each, I was still going to go to jail for 4 years. You get what I'm saying?
No matter what.
Yeah, at the least.
Is that like due to like violations and previous offenses?
Yeah, because it's because I had strikes, so everything is already doubled.
Right.
You feel me? Right. And that was another thing too, is I was like, I'll take the 4 years if y'all take off the strike. And can y'all send me somewhere where I would do less than 50% of the time? And I got the DA to agree, and I was like, shit, son.
Okay. I mean, again, I'm not here to challenge any of that. Really, every man for himself. Do what you have to do to make it out, to make it home. I'm just saying, care about your family so much and what they think and how they feel, as opposed to the culture and what they think and how they feel. Then stay at home with your family. I mean, how did you catch 2 charges, and you already have strikes? And it's 4 charges, with each count. So that's 8 total. I know how they break it up and they just hit you with all kind of charges, though. That'd be the system sometimes. I don't know what the particulars are of his situation, of his case, but he just said it. 4 charges each one, and yes, he had 2 of them. That's 8 total. And, I'm not here to judge him because things happen. I can get in a situation. I can walk out the house and just get in a situation, man. I mean, these sort of things happen, unfortunately, in this country. Sometimes we bring it on ourselves. Sometimes we actually do not. Again, I don't know what happened with his situation. So, I'm not here to throw stones at him. As much trouble as I've been in my life, many times as I've been in prison. But I will just say, though, nevertheless, that everything that he's saying now, the energy that he has now about the culture and how, he does not have to follow the rules of the culture because of his daughter, basically, or his children, period, and we all have reasons as to why we don't want to follow this rule or that one. We can all point, I want to get home to my mother. We all want to get home to something. We all can justify doing something that we're not supposed to do. We can justify it, bro, easily. Every single last one of us. I'm only saying, and again, I don't know the particulars of the case, but if you are guilty, you took a deal, but if you know, because he was facing 10 years, as he just said, so he's lucky to have the 4 years and 8 months. And hopefully he does do way less than that. Come home in a year or so, bro. Welcome home. I want you to come home, and I won't say anything about you for going out in there and doing what you had to do to get home. And I've been on the 4 yards. I won't say anything about you, bro. I don't have anything against that or against you. I don't believe that anyone should go over there unnecessarily. And again, you're not going to catch time going to the main line if you don't get into any situations. But I'm just curious, as to why you didn't have the same energy and love and all of this for your daughter when you caught these cases and these 8 charges that can separate you from her and from your other children. And that is about to separate you from all of them for some time. She's only a year and a half old. You're about to be away from her longer than she has already been alive. If you end up, even if you do half of that, 2 years and 4 months, she's 1.5 years old. So, but again, I'm not trying to judge him. I hope I don't sound like that because I don't know what happened with this case, the situation. He came out of it the best he could. He didn't get to 10 years, and he has a right to want to get home to his daughter. And it's not like he wanted to be away from his daughter, so I'm not trying to criticize him. It's not like he wanted to be away from her. Clearly, he loves her and wants to be with her. He wants to get back to her as soon as possible. He's already feeling it. He has to turn himself in next month. That's coming up quick. That's just how it is. It gets on you quick. Like, you're probably going to have sleepless nights as the days get closer to that date. What do you say, May 28th? You're going to have sleepless nights. I don't care if you've been in there before or whatever, man. To go from the street to in there and having time to contemplate it all, yeah, it's going to keep him up at night, man. I feel for the brother. I wish him safety in there, and I wish you well in there, suspect. Do what you got to do, bro. Get home. Just stay strong. Like you said, you're not going to snitch on anyone. As long as you don't snitch on anyone and all of that, hey, get out of there. Get home to your daughter. When you get out, stay out. Stay free. Don't just get free. Stay free. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people.